Something entered you on July 28th at 7:07 p.m. Archangel Michael says the nurse's touch looked normal, but her eyes told a darker story. Open quickly. It happened on July 28th at 7:07 p.m. A moment you've replayed in your mind without knowing why. The nurse's hands were gentle. Her voice was calm. Her movement seemed normal. But Archangel Michael saw what your eyes could not. He said the moment looked ordinary, but the spirit behind it was not. Her touch released something. Not medicine. Not comfort. Something spiritual. Something that tried to enter you while your guard was down. She looked at you, didn't she? Eyes that stayed longer than needed. A stare that chilled your bones just a little. You brushed it off, thinking it was just imagination. But heaven did not. That gaze was a spiritual transaction. Michael saw the transfer. It was disguised in kindness, cloaked in routine, masked as care. But it was not heaven's energy. It was something else, sent attached, and waiting for weakness. The nurse was just the vessel. She may not even know. But the enemy often uses willing or unaware hands to deliver dark energy. And Michael says this wasn't accidental. The date, that hour, that setting, it was chosen. You were vulnerable. Your body was healing, but your soul was open. That's when the darkness tries to sneak in, hidden behind a human smile. But now, it has been revealed. Because heaven is stepping in. Archangel Michael speaks with urgency. You were marked. The energy wasn't just invasive. It was meant to influence your thoughts, emotions, and even your connection with God. You felt different since. A strange fatigue, unusual dreams, a pressure in your chest that doctors can't explain. You've been asking what's wrong, and now Michael answers. Something entered, but it can be removed. This message found you because Michael chose it for you. Not to scare you, but to help you break it. The energy is not permanent, but it must be addressed. You must respond quickly. This message is not just information. It's your spiritual remedy. Your moment to say, I will not carry what is not mine. Michael is ready to intervene, but he needs your agreement. Speak it. Claim it. Declare it aloud. Type I am delivered to get the blessing 7741. After that moment on July 28th, something shifted. You didn't feel it right away. It was subtle. Like a small cloud over your chest. Like a fog in your thoughts. Your body may have left the room, but something unseen clung to you. Archangel Michael says that it was a spirit of confusion. It came through that touch, soft on the outside, but spiritually sharp on the inside. That nurse looked normal, but her eyes told heaven everything. Michael said she was carrying more than a tray. She was carrying spiritual residue meant to attach to you. When you were open and vulnerable, her energy passed something into your field. A thought, a heaviness, a delay. This was not just human energy. It was a spiritual assignment. And now, you've been feeling off. You had moments of sudden sadness. You've questioned your healing. You've doubted yourself without reason. Type I am protected to get the blessing 8810. The enemy waits for weakened moments. A hospital room, a doctor's visit, a place of quietness where the spirit is low and the body is fragile. That is when dark forces try to step in, not with loud attacks, but with quiet permissions. That touch, that look, it was a doorway. And now Michael says it must be sealed. You did nothing wrong. This is not your fault. But it is your battle now, and heaven has declared it. You will win. Michael stood behind you at 7:07 p.m. He saw the spirit riding in on that nurse's presence. It was not hers, not fully, but she had agreed with darkness long ago, knowingly or unknowingly. Her hands carried a vibration. That vibration was meant to stick to you, to open you, to follow you. But it has now been exposed, and what is revealed can be reversed. Type I'm rising to get the blessing 9126. Since then, have you noticed certain things? Have you struggled with strange resistance in prayer? Have your dreams turned darker or more confusing? Have you felt watched, even when alone? This isn't just imagination. Michael says it's residue, spiritual dust left behind from that touch. It cannot remain. You are not built to carry this, and now is the moment to cleanse it. Michael has drawn his sword. He is ready to strike what entered you, but he needs you to partner with him. This is not a time for fear. It's a time for truth. And the truth is, heaven is on your side. You were targeted, yes, but you are also chosen. You are loved. You are seen. And now, you are being cleansed. Heaven never leaves wounds untreated. Top I am anointed to get blessing 9312. The enemy thought it would go unnoticed. He thought you'd feel confused and give up. He thought the energy would settle and grow stronger. But Archangel Michael has spoken. And when he speaks, things shift. That nurse's touch did not go unchallenged. Michael filed it into heaven's records. He saw the exact second darkness tried to enter, and he prepared this message for you. He's been waiting for you to read this, to say yes to release. Let this part be your decision moment. Will you accept heaven's help? Will you ask for divine cleansing? Say this now. Archangel Michael, remove anything in me that was not placed by God. Say it aloud. This is your act of spiritual power. The moment you speak, the moment you agree, the process begins. Michael moves fast when invited, and heaven does not delay for the chosen ones. This is not just about removing something. It's about reclaiming something. Your strength, your clarity, your connection to God, your peace of mind. All of it comes back when the darkness is forced out. This isn't just healing, it's restoration. And Archangel Michael is your helper now. He was with you at 7:07 p.m. He is with you now, and he will remain until this is fully broken. Type I am restored to get blessing 9444. The thing that entered you was not seen by human eyes, but heaven saw it clearly. Archangel Michael said it was a silent spirit, one that pretends to be nothing. It hides in your tiredness. It hides in your confusion. It wants you to question your progress. It wants you to wonder if God still sees you. But it is lying. It is a spirit of delay, meant to slow your growth, disturb your thoughts, and cloud your purpose. Michael says this spirit attaches through open doors. And on July 28th at 7:07 p.m., one door was cracked, through trust, through touch, through tiredness. The nurse didn't shout. She didn't move strangely. That's the trick. Darkness doesn't always look dark. It can wear a clean uniform. It can smile. It can speak softly. But Michael saw what was hiding behind her kindness. He saw the assignment. And now, he's ready to break it. Type I am cleansed to get the blessing 9681. Have you noticed yourself waking up tired, even after rest? Do you sometimes feel like you're praying through a wall? Have you begun to forget things that matter? Little spiritual nudges, small moments of joy. It's how the Spirit works. It doesn't strike hard. It leaks. It drains slowly. It takes a little each day until you feel weaker without knowing why. But now you know. And knowing is the first part of deliverance. This was never about your body alone. It was about your energy, your divine connection, your joy, your clarity. The Spirit that entered tried to form a fog around you, so you couldn't hear God clearly, so you'd begin to feel abandoned, so your prayers would feel empty. But that's why Michael is here, not just to tell you, but to fight for you. Heaven does not watch in silence. Type I am sealed to get the blessing 9754. There is a reason why this message came now. Michael waited for the right moment. You had to be ready. You had to be strong enough to say, something is off, and I need help. The spirit of delay thrives in secrecy. But the moment light shines, it weakens. And light is here now. God sent this message through the voice of His messenger, not to shame you, but to awaken you. It's time to be free. Michael is not alone. Gabriel is near. Uriel has joined. The heavens have gathered to remove what doesn't belong in you. That spirit must leave, and with it, your clarity will return. Your thoughts will sharpen. Your prayers will flow again. That heaviness will break. What touched you through the nurse must now bow to the hand of God. And Michael is swinging the sword of justice on your behalf. Type I am chosen to get the blessing 9822. Do not be afraid. This spirit entered quietly, but it will not leave quietly. You may feel strange as it breaks off. You may cry. You may feel tired. You may feel a sudden lift. All of that is part of the removal. Trust the process. Speak over your body. Speak over your mind. Say this now. I reject what was placed in me without God's permission. Say it boldly. Your voice has power. You are not weak. You are being awakened. You are not attacked without reason. You are attacked because you are rising. That is why Michael is with you. He does not waste time on ordinary battles. This one matters. And so do you. Prepare yourself. The next part of your deliverance is coming. God is not done. This is just the beginning of your restoration. Type I am free to get blessing 9957. This moment was not random. It was divine. If this message exposed something spiritual that you couldn't explain before, then you know God is reaching you in power. As we spread heaven's warnings and healing, your support helps this light reach others who are still in the dark. Every time you give, you are planting a seed of truth into a soul like yours. God said, "The generous will prosper, and those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed." Proverbs 11:25, that word is alive in this moment. I believe if you're reading this, you're being stirred, not to donate, but to obey. Your help opens a gate for someone else's deliverance. That's holy ground. That's harvest ground. Heaven sees it. Support now through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal link in the description. This is your moment to sow into someone's breakthrough. Don't delay. Move now. Since that touch, many things have felt different. Maybe your body feels heavier even when nothing is wrong. Maybe your sleep is broken. Maybe your thoughts go in circles. These are not just normal problems. Archangel Michael says they are spiritual symptoms. The thing that entered you on July 28th is not just sitting inside you. It has been trying to move around, to affect your mind, your mood, and your moments of peace. Some days you feel fine, but then suddenly something shifts. You feel anxious for no reason. You feel watched. You forget what you were about to say. You feel like crying, but don't know why. These are not coincidences. Michael calls them echoes of entry. That means the spirit left traces, small fingerprints on your emotions and thoughts. But here's the good news. Now that they've been found, they can be erased. Type I am breaking free to get the blessing 10,034. The spirit tried to make you question your spiritual gifts. That's part of its job. It knows your calling is rising. It knows your light is growing. So it wants to make you feel unsure, like you've lost something. But you haven't. You're not broken. You've just been spiritually fogged. And fog can't stop a child of God. Archangel Michael says the fog is lifting now. The truth is returning to you. So is your spiritual sight. The enemy loves to confuse timing. He tries to delay what's meant to happen now. He tries to make you miss divine moments by keeping you distracted or drained. That's why Michael came. He saw what was trying to block you from stepping into your next season. He saw the invisible ropes trying to tie you down while you thought you were resting. And he came with a sword of freedom. Type I am untied to get the blessing 10,190, and you may even notice strange things in your home since then. Iconics acting up. Unusual shadows. Cold spots. Tension between people that wasn't there before. These are not just household issues. Sometimes, spirits carry energy that spreads into places. That nurse may have left, but what entered you tried to follow you home. But it doesn't belong there. And today, Michael says, it must leave now. Speak over your house. This place belongs to the Lord. Every room, every corner, every atmosphere is filled with His light. Say it aloud. Walk your home and declare it. Lay worship. Sing even if your voice shakes. You are not weak. You are not defeated. You are being taught how to fight. And Michael is standing behind you, sword drawn, waiting for your agreement to act. Type I am empowered to get the blessing 10,233. It is not strange that your spirit feels uneasy. That's a sign that your spirit is awake. You are more sensitive now because you are rising. Heaven is opening your eyes, even when your body feels tired. The symptoms you've been carrying are not punishment. They are signals, warnings, and now they are also your evidence that the spirit must go. Because what God reveals, He always heals. Archangel Michael wants you to know, this is not the end of your strength. In fact, this is just the beginning of your fire. There is power in your voice. There is authority in your agreement. Say this now. Anything in me, around me, or near me that is not from God, leave in Jesus' name. That line is more powerful than 1,000 worries. Say it again if you must. The darkness hates your voice when you use it with God. Type I am victorious to get blessing 10,306. Archangel Michael wants you to understand something important. The spirit that entered you on July 28th came in without noise, but it will not leave quietly. It will fight back, not with loud screams, but with small resistances. It may try to bring fear. It may try to confuse your dreams. It may stir tension with people around you. That's because it knows its time is up. Light has exposed it, and now it's afraid. You may feel tired after praying. You may feel emotional without knowing why. Don't panic. These are signs that the spirit is being pushed out. When a strong power enters a space where darkness has hidden, the darkness gets nervous. But nervous spirits lose power fast. They survive in silence, not truth. And truth is now all around you. Michael has opened the heavenly file on this battle, and heaven is stepping in. Type I am delivered to get the blessing 10,394. Even now, as you read this, angels are present. They are standing by your bed, near your walls, around your body. Their light burns away what darkness tried to leave. They do not need your fear. They need your permission. Say it again. I release anything not of God. I choose light. I choose freedom. When you speak like that, it echoes in the spirit realm. It gives Michael the legal right to fight for you fully. You've been under pressure, but not for no reason. The enemy is always nervous when someone is close to a breakthrough. This battle isn't because you're weak, it's because you're strong. And the spirit that entered you wanted to delay your next level, but it failed. Because now you know. You've been shown. And the light cannot be unlit. You're no longer confused. You're rising. Type I am awakened to get the blessing 10,501. Sometimes, people think spiritual attacks are only big events. But often, they come in small ways, through a look, a word, a touch. That's what happened with the nurse. It was small, but it was real. Michael says her spirit was open to darkness, even if her job looked holy. Not everyone who helps your body is helping your soul. That's why you must be spiritually sharp in every season. You're not paranoid. You're spiritually alert. What happened at 7:07 p.m. was a spiritual transaction. She released energy into you that wasn't hers alone. It was assigned, but her assignment failed, because Michael stepped in. And now, every trace of that touch is being removed. You are not a resting place for strange spirits. You are the temple of the Holy Spirit. And anything not from God must go. Type I am clean to get the blessing 10,617. You are being spiritually reset. The pain, confusion, and pressure were signs of a deeper battle. But you are not alone. Michael saw it. Gabriel heard your prayers. Raphael stands ready to heal your mind. Uriel is shining truth into every dark corner. The angels have formed a circle around you. You are not exposed, you are surrounded. And heaven is winning this battle for you. This is your moment to speak again. Every energy that entered me through unholy hands, I break your hold in Jesus' name. Say it out loud. Let your voice carry power. Don't whisper it, declare it. You're not just asking for help, you're commanding light to rise inside you. And light always wins. Type I am light-filled to get the blessing 10,742. Archangel Michael says, what hides in darkness always fears the light. The spirit that entered you didn't want to be seen. It crept in silently, during a moment when you were not expecting anything spiritual to happen. That's how darkness works. It doesn't need drama. It waits for quiet. It hides behind normal routines. It uses regular faces. But God sees what we can. And He is the one exposing it now, before it takes deeper root. That nurse may have seemed peaceful. Your smile may have seemed warm. But Michael saw her spiritual state. He saw the shadow moving around her. She carried something, knowingly or not, that was not meant to come near you. She was used as a delivery system. What was passed to you was not just energy. It was a spiritual marker and an open doorway and a delayed attack. And heaven says it stops here. Type I am rising to get the blessing 10,821. Ever since that moment, your soul has felt unsettled. You may not have had words for it, but you knew something was off. Maybe you've been overthinking everything. Maybe you've been forgetting basic things. Maybe your emotions have been hard to control. This isn't just stress. It's not just your imagination. These are signs that a spiritual force has tried to settle inside your atmosphere. Michael calls it a shadow of confusion, and it is now being forced to leave. You may feel strange as this spirit lifts. It may cause you to feel extra tired, emotional, or uneasy. This is because light and darkness cannot share the same space. Now that truth has arrived, the spirit is getting nervous. But don't be afraid. These are the signs of deliverance. The pressure you feel is not an attack. It's a reaction. And it means heaven is working on your behalf in real time. I am not silenced to get the blessing 10,936. His spirit didn't come to ruin everything overnight. It came to slowly dim your light, to make you doubt your gifts, to make you question your prayers. That's why you've been feeling spiritually numb at times. Not broken. Yes, foggy. That's not from God. That's from the spirit that entered through the nurse's touch. It wanted to cloud your discernment so you couldn't tell what was from God and what wasn't. But now the fog is lifting. God allowed this to be exposed because He wants you stronger than before. Not only are you being delivered, you are being trained. You are learning how to detect what others cannot see. You are being equipped to speak truth with power. What was sent to hurt you is being turned into a lesson of authority. You are rising into a higher place. The battle proves it. Your sensitivity proves it. Your resistance proves it. I am being lifted to get the blessing 11,044. There are no wasted battles in God's kingdom. Michael says that every attack you survive becomes part of your testimony. And this moment is no different. The touch may have opened the door, but heaven is slamming it shut. The spirit that tried to remain is being identified and expelled. And once this spirit is gone, you will feel lightness again. Your energy will return. Your clarity will shine. Your connection with God will be restored stronger than ever. Say this out loud now. Every shadow that entered me without permission, I cancel your place. You have no right. I am owned by God. I am a temple of light. That is not just a prayer. It is a declaration. It shakes the spirit realm. The enemy loses ground every time you speak words like that. That's why he tried to silence your voice. But he failed. Because you're still speaking. I am not alone to get the blessing 11,128. Michael is still with you. His sword is still drawn. He stands between you and the spirit that tried to make a home in you. You are not empty. You are not helpless. You are filled with the breath of God. Heaven fights for you. You are chosen. You are claimed. You are covered. And from this day forward, that spirit will never find peace near you again. You may have wondered if all of this was just in your head. Maybe you questioned yourself and said, I'm just tired. I'm just stressed. But Archangel Michael wants you to know, no, you didn't imagine it. The strange feelings, the heavy emotions, the confusion, the fear that came out of nowhere, they were all real. They were spiritual symptoms. And now God has confirmed. You were under spiritual attack, but it has now been revealed. The spirit that entered you on July 28th at 7:07 p.m. was sent to move quietly and settle slowly. It didn't want to alarm you. It didn't want to make a scene. He wanted to influence you without being noticed. But heaven noticed. And now you're seeing the truth for yourself. You are not making this up. You are waking up to a deeper level of spiritual awareness. Type I am aware to get the blessing 11,245. Michael says every strange feeling you've had recently was a signal, not a weakness. That moment when your chest felt heavy without reason. The time your mood dropped suddenly. Those moments where you forgot words, names, or simple things. They were not random. The Spirit was trying to cloud your mind, to lower your energy, to pull your focus away from God. But now that it's been named, it's losing strength. The truth has power. And the truth is, you were chosen for this battle because God knew you would win it. Michael says the enemy fears your next step. That's why he tried to block it with confusion. That's why he attacked your mind. That's why he entered through something as small as a touch, because he couldn't stop you any other way. But the plan has failed, because now the light is shining. Type I am walking in light to get the blessing 11,318. You've been feeling tired, not just in your body, but in your spirit. You've wanted to pray but felt blocked. You've tried to read the word but couldn't focus. These are common signs when a spiritual force tries to wrap itself around someone. It tries to make you believe you're far from God when you're actually closer than ever. It tries to make you feel powerless when you're actually being prepared for power. Michael says this spirit will now begin to weaken each day. The more truth you speak, the more it breaks. The more you declare your freedom, the more it flees. It cannot survive under the weight of your agreement with heaven. Say this now: I am not confused. I am clear. I am clean. I belong to God. That simple sentence is like a sword in the spirit. And every time you say it, you cut away what doesn't belong. Type I am clear-minded to get the blessing 11,400. You are not the same person you were before that moment on July 28th. You are wiser. You are stronger. You are more awake. And heaven is using what was meant to harm you as a way to empower you. Michael says that this season will teach you how to guard your energy better, how to listen to your spirit quickly, and how to speak with boldness. You're not just being freed, you're being sharpened. There is no shame in what happened. Many people carry spiritual weight and don't know where it came from. But you are different. You are being given the tools to break it. That's why this message came to you. That's why Michael is speaking now. You are not just healing. You are learning to walk in spiritual truth that will protect you for years to come. Type I am being sharpened to get blessing 11,493. Michael's sword is still lifted. Heaven is still fighting for you. But now, something has changed. You're fighting too. You're no longer in the dark. You're no longer guessing. You know what happened. You know what entered. And most importantly, you know what is being cast out. You are walking in truth, and the truth is making you free. Archangel Michael wants you to remember something important. The Spirit entered through a gentle touch, but it will not leave that way. It came quietly, but it will leave through the power of God's sword. You were not aware when it entered, but now you are fully awake. The moment you accepted this truth, the sword of heaven was drawn. That spirit can no longer hide. It can no longer pretend to belong. Its time is up. The nurse's touch was not just physical, it was spiritual. She may not even know what she did. Some people are used by the enemy without realizing it. Her energy was open to darkness, and when she touched you, the darkness reached out too. But it didn't find a permanent home. It only found a pause, and now, that pause is turning into a removal. Michael is clearing what tried to settle. Type I am free indeed to get the blessing 11,601. This is not the time to be afraid. This is the time to rise. You've already started your deliverance. Every paragraph you've read, every prayer you've spoken, every declaration you've made, it has been working. You may not see it with your eyes, but in the spirit, chains are breaking. Michael says the sword of God is cutting invisible cords. The spirit that entered is being pulled out, piece by piece. Sometimes deliverance happens in layers. It may not leave all at once. That's okay. It's not because you are weak. It's because your soul is healing in the right order. God is gentle. He doesn't just want the spirit gone. He wants you restored. He wants your peace back. He wants your mind sharp again. He wants your heart full again. And that is already beginning. Type I am being restored to get the blessing 11,717. His spirit came to bring confusion, delay, and emotional weight. But what it didn't expect was your spirit weighing up. The moment you noticed something was off, your fight began. And heaven answered. Archangel Michael was already watching. Gabriel heard your first worried thought. Uriel brought light to your memory. Raphael has been preparing your healing. You are not alone. Heaven surrounds you with purpose. Say this now. Anything trying to hold me back must break now. I belong to the God of light, and I am protected. These words are not weak. They are weapons. Say them solely. Say them boldly. Your voice is part of your power. When you speak, heaven listens, and the enemy flees. The spirit that entered through touch will now be forced out through fire. Type I am protected to get the blessing 11,808. Michael says this season was not to destroy you. It was to train you. What entered through a moment of weakness is now being removed through your strength. You are learning to guard your space, to pray over your body, to cover yourself with the blood of Jesus, to listen to your spirit when it speaks. This is not just healing. This is preparation. You are becoming someone who others will come to for help. Yes, you were attacked, but you are not broken. You are not defeated. You are rising higher than ever. And the very spirit that tried to silence you will now witness your voice grow louder. The touch that transferred darkness will be replaced with the hand of God that brings power. And when the sword of Michael falls, everything not from heaven must bow. Type I am stronger now to get blessing 11,889. There is more to come. More healing. More truth. More release. But this moment, right now, is one of your turning points. You have stepped into a divine process, a spiritual surgery. The touch was meant to trap you, but God turned it into a trigger for your awakening. And Michael says, what came in through flesh will leave by fire. The fire of God is burning now. Archangel Michael has revealed another layer. The spirit that entered you didn't just want to stay inside you. It wanted to follow you. It was tracking your habits, your prayers, your energy. It wasn't just inside your body. It was watching from your environment too. That is why some places in your home started feeling heavy. That's why you felt unsettled walking into certain rooms. This spirit was trying to build a pattern. But now, it's been cornered. Heaven has cut off its hiding places. The sword of Michael has surrounded it. It has no more shadows to slip into. That spirit knows the light has come. And when divine fire shows up, darkness begins to shake. You may feel strange movements in your emotions right now, waves of tiredness, tears without reason, sudden moments of peace followed by unrest. These are signs of spiritual pressure. But don't be afraid. The spirit is losing its ground. Type I am not afraid to get the blessing 11,977. Michael says this spirit used familiarity as its cloak, in trying to act like your own thoughts, like your own sadness, like your own personality shift. But it was never part of you. It was never allowed to stay. It attached through dissection, and now it is being exposed by truth. That is why you must say this: I separate from every thought and feeling that did not come from God. These words will burn the spirit out. This is your moment to clear not just your body, but your space. Walk through your home. Speak blessings in each room. Lay worship. Open your windows. Let fresh air and holy fire flow together. Darkness hates movement. It hates music that praises. It hates truth spoken aloud. Don't wait for a feeling. Take action now. Michael says your home is becoming a fire zone, a place where the enemy can't land again. Type I am protected at home to get the blessing 12,068. Even your dreams have been under attack. His spirit tried to influence your sleep and wanted to use your dream to confuse or frighten you. Maybe you've had strange nightmares. Maybe you've dreamed of being chased, lost, or stuck. That's not random. That's the spirit's final attempt to speak, because it knows it cannot stay in your waking hours anymore. But now, even your dreams are being sealed by the light of heaven. Say this tonight before you sleep: I cover my dreams in the name of Jesus. Only heaven has access to my sleep. Michael says this will close the last doorway the spirit was using. Angels will stand guard over your mind as you rest. Your sleep will become peaceful again. Your nights will become places of healing instead of fear. God is restoring every part of you, even the places the world cannot see. Type I sleep in peace to get the blessing 12,152. This is not just a healing moment. This is a full reversal. What the enemy planned to plant inside you is now being removed and replaced. Clarity is coming back. Strength is returning. Your inner fire is starting to burn again. And the darkness that thought it had a place in you is now being cast out by force. Michael says, you are not a victim of touch. You are a weapon of truth. Say this boldly now: my body, my mind, my spirit, all belong to God. I reject every spirit, thought, or energy not from Him. These are not just words. These are spiritual keys. Every time you speak truth, you close a door the enemy was trying to enter. Keep speaking. Keep standing. Keep walking forward. Type I am whole again to get blessing 12,224. Right now, you've broken spiritual silence. The spirit that followed you has been cornered, not by fear, but by your faith. And now, you have the chance to help others receive the same light. When you support this message, you're not helping us. You're sending God's sword into homes where the enemy still hides. The word says, they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. Revelation 12:11. This is your chance to be part of someone's testimony. Your gift becomes a weapon. Your offering becomes fire. If this message has awakened you, let your support awaken someone else. Click Super Thanks. Become a channel member, or use the PayPal link in the description. Your giving isn't a donation. It's an act of spiritual war. Don't hold back. Heaven sees what you release and multiplies it. Archangel Michael says the spirit that entered you was not just there to confuse you. It was sent to delay you. Delay is one of the enemy's strongest weapons. It doesn't stop you. It just slows you down until you begin to question everything. You start thinking maybe your blessings are far away. Maybe your prayers are not working. Maybe God has forgotten you. But none of that is true. The Spirit planted lies, but heaven is planting truth now. Michael saw it all. He saw how that nurse's touch left something behind. A heavy spirit that wanted to block your forward steps. Since then, you may have felt stuck. Projects you started suddenly stop. Relationships felt harder. Your focus disappeared. Things that were once simple started feeling confusing. But these were not random struggles. They were signs of spiritual delay. And now, Michael is cutting every rope that tried to hold you back. Type I am released to get the blessing 12,311. Delay isn't always obvious. Sometimes it feels like being busy but going nowhere. Other times, it feels like waiting for peace that never comes. But heaven has seen the invisible rope tied to your progress, and Michael has come to slice it. You are not behind. You are not broken. You've just been carrying a spiritual weight that is now being lifted off your life. Say this now: I break every delay. I step into my divine timing. These are not empty words. These are spiritual instructions. Your mouth opens doors, and your agreement with heaven makes angels move. The moment you say yes, things begin to shift. The atmosphere around you starts to respond. Because truth always demands change. Type I walk in God's timing to get the blessing 12,409. The enemy hoped you would stay confused long enough to miss your moment. But Michael says your moment is being restored. What you were about to walk into, before the touch came, is still yours. A job, that opportunity, that connection, that breakthrough. It was never canceled. It was only paused. And now, that pause is turning into movement. The delay is over. The path is opening again. There is something powerful about divine timing. When you walk in it, doors open faster. Favors increase. Ideas return. And peace fills your steps. Michael says the spirit that entered tried to disrupt your divine clock. But heaven has reset it. You are no longer late. You are being realigned. What was held up is now flowing again. What was stuck is now moving. And you will begin to see proof soon. Type I am in divine flow to get the blessing 12,530. You might feel a sudden urge to start something again. Something you had put down. That's not your imagination. It's heaven prompting you. That project, that goal, that calling, it's time to return. The delay is broken. You are free to move forward again. Don't wait for everything to feel perfect. Just take one step. Michael says your obedience will open the rest of the way. The spirit that tried to delay you hath been defeated. Its voice is silenced. Its grip is gone. What you feel now is the release. The pressure lifting. The peace returning. The desire to dream again. This is what happens when God steps in. He doesn't just remove the enemy, He restores what was stolen. Your time. Your clarity. Your power. It's all coming back. Type I recover all to get the blessing 12,604. Say this before the day ends. My time belongs to God. I move where heaven moves. Let that be your daily rhythm. When you say it, you break every attempt to slow you down. When you speak it, you invite divine order. And with divine order comes divine power. You are not lost. You are being guided. You are not blocked. You are being released. The enemy never attacks randomly. He only attacks what scares him. And Archangel Michael says the reason that spirit entered you was because of who you're becoming. You are stepping into a new season, a higher place, a calling that carries power. That is what made you a target. The nurse's touch was not just about harming you. It was about stopping you from rising. But heaven says, it didn't work. You may not feel powerful. You may feel tired, quiet, even unsure. But in the spirit realm, you are dangerous to darkness. Your prayers shake the atmosphere. Your obedience creates openings for others. Your words carry light. And the enemy saw that. He saw what was coming. That's why he sent confusion. That's why he used someone who looked safe. But his plan failed. Because what God covers, no spirit can steal. Type I am becoming to get the blessing 12,692. Michael says the nurse was a carrier, not just of medicine, but of energy. She was a delivery point for a spiritual trap. But you were not alone in that room. Michael stood by your side. Gabriel heard the whispers in the air. Uriel saw the shift in energy. And Raphael prepared healing before the wound even formed. You were never abandoned. The plan was caught, and now it's being reversed. Have you felt strange pressure lately? Like something is trying to make you stop dreaming? That's not a mood. It's a spiritual resistance. The enemy was hoping to shrink your vision, to make you stop believing in what's next. But your future is still active. Your assignment is still real. Your destiny is still marked by God's hand. That's why this message was sent, to remind you who you are. Type I am still chosen to get the blessing 12,786. The Spirit didn't want to hurt your body. It wanted to silence your voice. It wanted to shut down your ideas. It wanted to make you feel small. But God says, you are not small. You are rising. You are full of fire. Heaven didn't just expose the Spirit. It lit a fire inside you. The fire to move, to speak, to shine. That's what the enemy feared. That's what Michael is protecting. Don't let the attack confuse your identity. You were attacked because of your calling, not because of your weakness. You are not weak. You are spiritually sensitive. You are called. And now, the very thing that tried to stop you is becoming your story, your testimony, your reason to rise higher. Heaven is not just healing you, it is promoting you through this battle. Type I rise through fire to get the blessing 12,874. Michael says this season is not the end, it's the beginning. A new version of you is forming. One who no longer ignores spiritual warning signs. One who knows how to pray with authority. One who covers themselves before every visit, every appointment, every touch. This is not just about what entered, it's about what is now leaving, and what is being built in its place. Speak this now. Every lie sent to stop me is now fuel for my fire. I am going forward. I am covered. I am unshaken. Say it like you mean it. Say it until your own voice stirs your spirit. The enemy is terrified of your agreement with heaven. That's why this touch was planned. But God is using what the enemy sent to launch you into something new. Type I am moving forward to get the blessing 12,967. What entered through fear is now being replaced with boldness. What came through weakness is now being met with fire. What tried to stay hidden is now standing in light. You are not the same. And Michael says, this shift will not fade. It will grow. The angels are rejoicing. Not just because you are free, but because you are stepping into your next chapter with courage. Archangel Michael says the spirit that entered your life tried to move in silence. It didn't want you to notice it. It came through a gentle touch, hoping you would stay distracted and confused. But God has turned the silence into a sound of victory. What came in quietly will now leave with a shout. The same God who watched it enter is now commanding it to exit, for good. The enemy wanted you to carry this spirit for a long time. He thought it would slow you down for years. But heaven stepped in early. You didn't wait months or years to recognize it. You sensed it quickly. That's because your spirit is growing stronger. You're more alert now. You can feel what doesn't belong. And that spiritual sensitivity is a gift, not a burden. God is sharpening your spirit. Type I am spiritually sharp to get the blessing 13,051. Sometimes the victory doesn't look big in the beginning. It looks like feeling peace again after days of pressure. It looks like waking up without fear. It looks like being able to think clearly. These are signs that the spirit is losing its grip. What tried to fog your thoughts is being cleared out by light. What entered to confuse is now being chased out by truth. Say this now. Every spirit that entered without God's permission, I command you to leave. I don't belong to you. I belong to heaven. Your voice matters. Your agreement with God releases fire. Every time you speak with faith, Michael moves faster. The angels gather strength from your declarations. They are not just fighting for you. They are fighting with you. Type I speak with power to get the blessing 13,129. This moment is not just about cleansing, it's about celebration. The enemy didn't expect you to fight back. He thought you would be too confused, too tired, or too unsure. But he was wrong. You may have been quiet on the outside, but your spirit was roaring. You may have felt weak, but you kept standing. And that's why you are breaking through now. Heaven celebrates your fight. Michael honors your endurance. God smiles at your boldness. You didn't run from the attack. You rose through it. What touched you tried to change your story. But now your story is becoming even more powerful. You are the proof that the enemy never wins. You are the proof that God's children rise again and again. Type I am rising again to get the blessing 13,222. Michael says this freedom is not temporary. It is deep and lasting. You may feel a shift even now. Lighter in your chest. Clearer in your thoughts. Stronger in your heart. That is the Spirit of God washing over you. Cleansing every corner. Pushing out every trace. What entered through touch is being driven out by fire. Holy fire. Healing fire. Let this be your new prayer. God, finish the work you started in me. Leave no corner untouched. Make me whole again. Pray it softly or loudly. Pray it with tears or with strength. Just pray it. Because the Spirit of God is moving as you speak. Your home is changing. Your body is realigning. Your energy is being restored. Your spirit is standing tall again. Type I am whole again to get the blessing 13,310. The quiet spirit is now trembling. It knows it cannot stay. It has been fully exposed. And when the light comes, the darkness must go. Michael says this is your moment to walk boldly, not just as someone healed, but as someone chosen. You're not just surviving this. You are coming out with power, with authority, with wisdom, and with a stronger connection to God than ever before. You are not the same. You are being made new. The nurse may have touched you, but heaven has touched you again. And that second touch is more powerful than the first. That second touch is holy, is healing, is complete, and it is final. Archangel Michael says you are almost fully free. You have made it through the hardest part. The spirit that entered you is no longer hiding. He is not strong anymore. He is weak. He is cornered. But Michael says one final push is needed. One last command. One last strike of truth. This is the moment that completes your deliverance. Its spirit entered through a moment of weakness, but it will leave through your moment of strength. You are not who you were on July 28th. You've grown. You've been awakened. You've learned how to speak, how to pray, how to fight. Heaven is proud of you. God has watched every step you've taken, every tear, every prayer, every word you've spoken aloud. It has all mattered. Type I am fully free to get the blessing 13,389. Michael says some spirits leave quickly, but others leave only after they've been fully exposed. His spirit tried to hold on by attaching to your emotions, your thoughts, and even your sleep. But you fought back. Every time you said a truth out loud, it broke more. Every time you chose faith instead of fear, it lost ground. And now, there is nothing left for it to hold on to. You may still feel small traces, a moment of sadness, a strange dream, a sudden doubt. But don't be alarmed. These are final echoes. Out of the Hanovo anymore. Michael says they are like smoke after a fire. They look real, but they can no longer burn you. They can no longer touch you. What entered you is leaving, and this time, it cannot return. Type I close every door to get the blessing 13,465. God wants you to know this. You didn't win this battle alone. You won because you allowed him in. You chose to listen. You opened your heart. You allowed truth to shine. And because of that, heaven moved. The sword of Michael was drawn because you gave God your yes. The angels stood around you because your faith invited them. You didn't earn this, but you did agree to it. And that agreement changed everything. Say this now, every remaining spirit, trace, or energy not from God. I command you to go. I close the door. I seal it with light. Say it even if you don't feel strong. Your voice is enough. Your authority is real. You are not begging. You are commanding. Michael says when you speak like this, the final chains break. Type I command with light to get the blessing 13,541. This is not just about deliverance. It is about preparation. God allowed this experience not to punish you, but to train you, to raise your sensitivity, to sharpen your eyes, to strengthen your voice. You are not just being cleaned, you are being equipped. You now carry knowledge that will protect you in the future. You now carry wisdom that can help others. You are now a guardian of your own spiritual space. You are someone who knows how to test the energy in a room. Someone who listens to the Holy Spirit quickly. Someone who knows how to fight in the Spirit. This is not weakness, this is maturity. Michael says your name has been upgraded in heaven. You are not just a survivor. You are a warrior. Type I am spiritually strong to get blessing 13,630. Your story is not ending with what touched you. It is starting with what healed you. You were touched by something dark, yes. But now, you've been touched by something divine. You've been touched by fire. You've been touched by God's truth. And what heaven touches, it restores fully. There will be no trace of the old spirit left. No open door. No hidden room. Everything is being sealed. Say this before you sleep tonight. God, thank you for finishing what you started. I give you every piece of me. Fill the empty places with your spirit. Michael says these words will create a wall of light around your soul. And once it is sealed, The spirit will never return. This is the final push, the final strike, the last flame. And now, your full freedom is complete. You have come to the end of the battle. But this is not the end of your journey. Archangel Michael says your freedom is complete. The spirit that entered on July 28th at 7:07 p.m. is gone. Every hidden trace, every silent attack, every delayed plan, broken. You are no longer under the touch of darkness. You are under the touch of God. From this moment forward, you are no longer the same. You are spiritually away. You are covered. You are guarded. Michael stands watch. Uriel lights your path. Gabriel guards your voice. Raphael continues to heal your soul. Heaven has not forgotten you. Heaven has not ignored your cries. This message was proof that God still speaks, still moves, and still fights for you. You may feel lighter. You may feel clear. Or you may still feel quiet. That's okay. Deliverance doesn't always feel loud. Sometimes it feels like peace, like rest, like something inside has settled for the first time in a long time. And that peace is your sign. That stillness is your proof. The spirit is gone. The war is over. And now, your next season begins. Say this aloud. God, I walk forward in power. No fear. No delay. No spirit can enter me again. I am sealed by heaven. These are not just words. These are your armor. Speak them daily. Cover your body, your home, your spirit. Stay sharp. Stay close to the Holy Spirit. And always remember, what touched you once will never touch you again. Type I am forever sealed to get blessing 13,741. What entered you was real, but what just left you is greater. And now, your testimony has power. The same sword that struck your darkness can reach someone else. When you support this mission, you're not giving to a channel. You're helping heaven break through someone else's spiritual fog. The word says, give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Luke 6:38. This moment is a holy exchange. As you sow into this message, God pours into your life in fresh ways, healing, protection, clarity. If this video was your breakthrough, make it someone else's too. Click super thanks. Join the membership. Use the PayPal link in the description. Don't just be a listener, be a sender of the light. Heaven is watching. Release what's in your hand, and watch what God releases in return.